Warhammer 40,000 has been marred by a number of not so great strategy releases, as well as some of the Golden Age ones when we look at Dawn of War 1, 2, and kind of 3. But Warhammer 40,000 BattleSector is set to come out by Slitherine Games, the same people who made Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, and it is a really fun game. And I was kind of hesitant to say really fun because I wasn't sure how much I'd enjoy it. I think it's kind of one of those things where when you touch a 40K game, you kind of have a certain level of disappointment in mind. But I'll be honest with you, from what I've played in the 2 levels that they've given us in the little beta preview, it's a lot of fun, and it kind of harkens to a lot of the rules that you play in 8th and 9th edition of Warhammer 40,000. So I'm very excited to show you this limited preview of the game that Slitherine has given myself and a number of other channels. If you want to see a really cool big long stream on it, you can see one at Great Book of Grudges channel. Party Elite covered it. A number of individuals have been covering this, so it's a long time coming, but let's crack into Warhammer 40,000 BattleSector. To open up, we're going to take a look at the early deployment portions of the game. Now, I will be upfront with you guys. This is a beta, so you're probably going to see some animations that are a little wonky, some sounds that are missing, some things that are going to be jankety. So kind of give a certain leeway or a grain of salt with that stuff. But the way the game really works is you start a mission, and you have this nice little deployment sector, and you can drop in your units. And your units are in this army on the right side. You've got a total point cap you have to stay under, and with the amount of remaining points that you've got. So it's a pretty simple, straightforward way to approach the game. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even play the tutorial because we weren't allowed to show it off, so I just figured I'll just jump into the game. And without even playing the tutorial, I was able to pick up all the base mechanics very quickly. So it's a very nice, easy, straightforward game. So we look at the top here, we have our HQ units, right? In both our, just a general sergeant here and our, not a blood priest, but the special blood angels priest that I can't think of at the top of my head. Sanguinary priest. There we go. You click this button here and I can change his weapons out, bolt pistol and chainsword. I think for this beta, we're limited to this, but I'm sure as you progress through the game, you have different options to slot into these. I would imagine it's probably something similar to Dawn of War 2, where you can kind of have almost an RPG aspect with swapping things out. And the same thing I'm sure is true of aggressors, which have a variant that uses flamethrowers rather than bolters. So a bunch of different options here as we go down. We can see the Hellblasters who have their plasma incinerators, Assault Squad with 2 variants, the bolts pistol and chainsword, and the hand flamer and chainsword. And then I can just click these buttons right here to deploy them on and off the battlefield. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can see their point value, 70 for the bolt pistol, 90 for the hand flamer. And if you've ever played Blood Angels, you know how juicy those hand flamers can get. A land speeder here, which I don't think I've ever really truly used in a tabletop because I play Blood Angels. So this whole game right now is near and dear to my heart. Intercessors here, all with bolt rifles. Not a single death company. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. But we can take a look here at the way that this works out is we just simply drag them and place them on the map. Now, this is a special kind of campaign mission. You can see it looks really cool. It looks just like you would play when you're playing a specific scenario in 40K on the tabletop. It looks just exactly like we've already seen with a lot of the stuff you can buy at Games Workshop to set up your table. But pretty much, though, we've got to make sure that this Librarian Dreadnought stays alive, and we have to do another additional objective. So we're going to go through some of this. I'm probably going to fail again like I did when I did it the first time, because I didn't even realize I could move this set of my army, but I'm not a smart man. So we're going to go ahead and set these things up, and basically we're going to have to run up these 2 ramps. So let's go ahead and put these guys up close. I thought, like, okay, I'm going to want to put these guys kind of back and have things slowly trickle in. It's not that. You kind of want to rush forward as much as possible because grenades are super strong in this game. And if your units are caught too far back, they just get murdered on their own. So we'll show you that as we kind of get into the actual combat here. So, and again, you're just dragging these things and putting them in place. You can't drag and swap them over. Like if I want to take these Hellblasters and swap out these Intercessors, I have to manually move each to one location, which is, again, this is in beta. That's something that'll probably change. So let's just go ahead and press proceed.
The help is appreciated, Sergeant.
And I do really like the voiceover work. I mean, it's not very hard to do a really cool, convincing space marine, but I really do like some of the voiceovers they've got done here.
We'll see to it, Tech Marine.
By the way, it's Primaris? I always thought it was Primaris. You never know. So go ahead and...
What needs fixing?
So let's just take a look really quick at this Tech Marine. So the Tech Marine here, it looks sweet as fuck. Sweet as hell. He's got evasion, lowers the accuracy of enemy attacks. This value is only effective if the unit has moved since its last turn. He's got armor, reduces the damage taken from enemy attacks. The effectiveness of armor is decreased by a weapon's armor piercing. And you've got movement points, the number of tiles this unit can move. Advancing additional tiles cost action points, and I'll show you what that looks like on the map. Then we've got, again, well, action points. Obviously, number of actions that a unit can perform. Some powerful abilities may cost more than 1 AP. You've got your weapon loadout here, you've got your health right here, and then you've got your momentum. When momentum reaches 100, this unit will surge. This unit gains momentum when an enemy model is killed based on proximity to the enemy unit, plus 0.4% critical chance per momentum. So you can see that can get pretty disgusting because we've got the red thirst, which gives us that critical increase in this game. It's represented differently in the tabletop, but it's kind of a cool way to represent it here. Now, in addition, we've got 3 abilities, well, 3 generic things that everyone has: the ability to move, the ability to change the way your character is facing, and then to enable Overwatch, meaning you can see the symbol here. So this is pretty much, they will take action in anything that is in front of them in their cone of fire. So it sets a reactive zone of fire. Unit will take a small momentum penalty at the end of the turn. We've got their pretty much a generic ranged ability, a generic melee ability, and then this special unit's AP ability, which is Omnisaya's Touch, which heals a mechanical ally, you know, like the Dreadnought next time.
As you say.
Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we'll interact with that. Shut off this fire right here.
On my way.
And do that.
It wouldn't be a regular day if we didn't
now
avert certain death, only to discover another source of certain death waiting for us.
So true.
For the glory of
I tell myself that every day. Okay, so we have to deactivate the Prometheum Flow Segment Primus, which I don't know where that is, but like I said, I'm not smart. We're going to find it out together. Check the librarian. Okay. So I'm sure you guys have watched this before on other channels, and you're probably going like slapping your heads going, "It's over there, you moron." I know. Like I said, I'm not smart. But we're going to go ahead and get our assault squad up. So you can see these are the movement points, right? It's going to cost me 4 movement points to move here. But when you see these red symbols, it means it's going to cost me an AP plus a movement point. So you can really stretch your unit to the max of its movement capabilities by also costing it 1 of its AP points. And in this case, for my assault squad, it will cost its entire turn to get within range. So you kind of got to be a little careful when you do that. But conversely, I can do this. Jump pack, assault, jump right here. It's going to give me 2 more movement speed, which is nice. Oh, it's a right click to get it.
On our way.
To activate. They'll leap forward, they'll jump down, and it's just going to be a buffet. It's going to be a Blood Angel buffet of Hormagaunt. Jump into Chainsword. You can even use this one too, which is really cool. So this will increase my melee accuracy and my melee damage, but 75% basic range damage received. So I'll take more range damage. Got to be kind of careful there.
The swarm has no right to live.
So assault squad members, brutally loud. Let me go ahead and do this real quick here for you. The assault squad all get crack grenades, which is kind of cool, right? So crack grenades are going to do more damage to a single target, as you can see here. Deals 90 damage to a single enemy model within 3 tiles. AP 8, ammo 2, AP cost 1. Now, the intercessors have frag grenades, 35 splash damage to a single enemy unit within 3 tiles. Conversely, of course, so do aggressors. Now, if you've played on the tabletop, you know that aggressors can be absolutely disgusting with their Bolt Storm gauntlets. And it's really cool that Slitherine has kind of given that nod here, or Black Lab Studios for that matter. They've given the Hail of Fire. The unit sacrifices all of its remaining movement points and makes a ranged attack command with 4 additional attacks for every MP spent. So the way that this was represented in tabletop is, if the aggressor did not move, then it could use both its Hailstorm gauntlets and its launchers twice in an attack phase. And I might be a little off on that now that 9th edition is hit, but that was the old 8th edition rule. So these guys could pour out tons of fire. They just couldn't really move to really maximize that hail of fire, as it were. So it's cool that you can actually have access to this. You just have to make sure they're protected and not just locked back in the back line. So let's move these guys up a little bit. We'll just put them here. And I'll show you how these kind of kick off. You can shoot through units. There doesn't seem to be a penalty there. And you can see that, okay, if I look at these guys just at a glance, I can see that they've got action points and movement points that they haven't used. I can see by this symbol that they are within melee combat of one another. So it's nice to see that there's a lot of contextual clues to your units that you can just get a really good idea of what's going on by glancing at the battlefield. Okay, so we'll just do a Bolt Storm Gauntlet here and just shoot. Really nice visuals there. Like, I really like, just really simple, really quick, easy. I really get bogged down when I'm playing XCOM style games. In fact, I think they're just like super annoying because they're usually so jankety and slow. But you can see I can kind of queue up a lot of commands, get guys moving pretty quickly down range. I'm not spending so much time moving one unit at a time, where I just get annoyed. I feel like there's a really good momentum to this game, which I really, really appreciate and enjoy. Because like I said, when you play these kind of turn-based games, it can get so cumbersome to really just get everything moving and firing and shooting. Like, see, these guys are moving, these guys are going to start shooting, and as soon as they get down, like, I really appreciate that layering. You know what? I'm even going to do the flamethrowers. Look at that action.
The swarm has no right to live.
Oh, cooking up some Hormagaunts. Now you see what happened there is I got a bunch of damage and kill on things, so we got a bunch of momentum. So this is going to increase our crit chance across the board. So 15 on these guys, 5 on these guys, 6 back here, and 6 back here. And just by looking over the battlefield, I can see that I have a lot of action points remaining. I don't think I have many targets. Oh, I do. Let's go ahead and shoot some stuff.
Your orders.
I don't think we're in range. Yeah, enemy is out of range.
Your orders.
Out of range. But we can do this. This will increase the amount of melee damage we take, so we've got to be careful there. I think these guys are just out of range too, yeah. But these guys aren't.
Awaiting orders.
You can see some shots are just bricking into this little ramp here.
Close combat support.
We're gonna face the oncoming Venom Thropes.
Battle line squad ready. The blood waits.
And these guys are cool too. So we get our 2 HQ units, and they both have buffing abilities. So this guy can heal because he's a Sanguinary Priest, and he has the ability to Righteous Exhortation, so he can increase the melee damage of everything around him, which is very nice. Actually, I think it's 1 unit can be increased. Yeah, I select a unit that is around him, not all units around him. And this guy gets tactical precision, affects a single target ally within 2 tiles, increases melee and ranged accuracy, and AP damage. Armor piercing damage, I guess AP and AP will kind of get weird in nomenclature there, so I'll be sure to distinguish between the two. Might as well take advantage there. 1 movement point. Oh, I guess I can. Weird. Okay, so let's go back over here. Did I use everything with this guy?
My will never tires.
So where is... I'm gonna hide the unit list. Next unused unit, which is cool. I can just press P to cycle those guys, and it'll go through everything with action points remaining and the such. So I'm actually going to kind of create... Theme flow segments. I would assume there's something like a control panel like this.
My will never tires.
We're learning together, guys. It's a fun experience. I've done the Stormbolter, but it just doesn't really seem to do much damage against this big bad boy, the Tyrant effects. So we're gonna go right for it. Yeah, man. I remember back in the day when the biggest thing that Tyranids had was a Carnifex. And now you get like flying hive tyrants with bone swords and all sorts of crap. We're just gonna jump right into the fray here, which I've already kind of tried this mission before. This is probably not the right idea, but before I just kind of had him hang back here and kind of create like a bottleneck. And you can kind of, did you see what just happened there? I unfortunately didn't focus on it, but when I melee attacked this Tyrannofex, it took a response attack into me. So it's kind of cool. You don't just sit there and beat on one side, then beat on the other side, beat on one side, then the other side. It's just like the melee combat in the tabletop. If you jump into melee combat, even if it's not your turn, you're going to get a response, and I really like that. So we're going to go ahead and end that turn, and we're going to go ahead and press Overwatch. It means all these units that didn't use their action points will now jump into Overwatch, meaning that anything comes in their range, they'll start to shoot at them. And the nice thing too here is we can speed this up, right? I have the ability to just do normal speed, fast forward, or just plain old skip. To be honest, skip and fast forward seem to be the same. It might be something that's not fully implemented just yet. Oh, I've actually never seen that go off like that. That's pretty cool. There's your land speeder, being just about as useful as it is in tabletop. And I will say, like I said, some things are just broken. Like, the grenades are super strong. The Hellblasters are very strong in tabletop, not so much here. And again, a lot of my information is going off of 8th edition. I've yet to play 9th, thanks COVID. So, oh, gargoyles. Okay, so we're back online. We're gonna move this guy up here. Let's actually put him here. Couldn't do this before, because I stacked up in that little kind of kill box over there. And we'll go ahead and use this Ominous Eye's touch, and it'll heal this dude. When I first played this, I was like, man, he just lost 110 health? That's so much. Then I realized he actually has quite a bit of health, so it wasn't as worrisome. So I'm going to just queue up these attack abilities. And it's just kind of cool to see them. Okay, they're going to just do these in tandem. Then he's going to respond. And really hurt my tech. This should be enough to kill the Tyrannofex. Wha-bam! Now, I am kind of disappointed that the Librarian here does not have any Librarian abilities, but I assume that that is just something that will come in time. Furthermore, too, there is what a lot of people would look at as attack of opportunities in a lot of other games. So if I were to go to make this move, I can see that these guys will attack me. See that little arrow there? So they're going to basically take a pot shot at me as I start to move. And if I can't sufficiently move through them, if they do enough damage, I will stop dead in my tracks and just be kind of easy pickings for them. So just because something is flying like this, doesn't assume. Like this grab ability doesn't mean it's going to fly over these guys. It will get stopped by them. So there are some things that you have to be kind of mindful of when you're playing. Just kind of unload on some gargoyles here, get some momentum off of them. Again, the land speeder just sucks.
Plasma fire support ready.
I'm bitter. I've never really used a land speeder in a Blood Angels army. And I know it's great in like Dark Angels, especially 9th edition Dark Angels, which are just the bee's knees right now, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to move these guys up to... I'm going to show you some frag grenade action. I think, what is this? The 3 tiles? Okay, so it should be good right there.
Throwing grenade.
I mean, look at that. It just cleared the whole unit out. There's nothing in the game that I've seen that does that just yet. Even the Hailstorm rocket batter, or these things, doesn't do that. So to show off the hail of fire, though, let's pop that bad boy into action. So it's gonna require me to get closer. Let's move. You know what? Let's do one of these. I want to see how effective this is. Yep, that'll do. We'll jump in. Actually, we're gonna wait back there. These guys. We'll jump right into it. Right here. And with this poison, though, we'll take a look at that. Let me get another unit and I'll show you. Where is it? Well, the poison does, you receive additional damage. There it was. And just butchering. We'll get this guy up here to get a little hero damage going. Oh, there it is. So basic range damage, melee, and poison damage received is increased by 50%. And it expires after 2 turns, so you'd still take that damage even after you have dealt with it. And it'll disappear a second we jump in there and kill these guys. So let's actually do jump pack, move in there. And he'll Obi-Wan Kenobi into this. Well, hello! And we'll get a little attack going. And the reason I'm not using all my shooting units is because I don't want to expend all of their action points and have them be stuck back there. It can get pretty dicey if you do.
Engaging the enemy.
I'd rather use these hailstorm guys on like a pretty dense group of units. Get up closer with them.
Ready to strike.
I'm actually go right here. We'll go right there, whatever. This guy's, they're about to take damage from their poison. See, it's active right there. Poison plus 30 damage applied at the end of the turn, and toxic presence. Let's go ahead and pop that. Heal onto them.
The blood is strong. Do not falter.
That should keep that guy from dying. Because now he's got 36 of 50 health. Got 4 movement points. I don't want to move through that toxic presence, so we'll hold on for a little bit. But we can start moving these guys up a little bit more.
Target acquired. Battle line squad.
And again, like I said, I can just kind of start moving the stuff I want to get up and out of harm's way, which is again just such a nice like quality of life increase when it comes to playing a game like this. I don't have to wait for one thing to do its thing, then I got to move to the other thing. Like it's just a nice little bit of layering.
They will fear to tread close.
Say it to myself in the mirror every day. So they went to move, and we just took a pot shot of them and crit slammed the hell out of one. We're going to go ahead and press the skip button, so that should speed this up a little bit. And I can just press space to kind of relock the camera on the moving Tyranid unit, which is really nice. I will say that clearly, like I said, there's still some stuff that needs to kind of just be worked on, like the camera alignment when it comes to moving like that. Like, okay, I don't want to see like a big hab unit. Like, put it right on the unit so I can see it. And this is something that's moving off of in the fog of war that I can't see.
Require urgent encoded response. I have orders directly from the Red Council.
I hear dissent among the librarians. They are concerned a synaptic network binds Balfora.
You've already found the librarian.
I think they kind of made it sound like
Protect him.
one of the Protoss Dragoons.
Whatever evil is hiding in the Heaven Wall.
It's like Dawn of War's. When I think of how a Dreadnought sounds, I think of the Dawn of War from Dawn of War. Like, even in death do I still serve. Okay, get a heal on him.
We'll have you back up in no time. I will.
Because he's the main guy. I got to keep him up. We're going to put that right there. We're going to get right up close and personal with these guys too. I don't see that other thing to shut off. You would think it'd be a big glowing object. Again, if you've already seen this, you're probably just like, it's right there, man. Please, just go right there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm missing it and it's obvious. Okay, so let's move up here. And again, just watch how these grenades are going to just clear out the land here for us.
Throwing grenade.
Like, so powerful. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another thing is, this accuracy falls off. So if someone's right up against you, you will not have, you can see here the optimum range in which you can do damage, or where you won't be able to do damage outright, like these red squares over here where you can't even move to and shoot at the same time. So you have to kind of be mindful of those things.
With precision,
brothers. Torch a little bit and gonna cost me some accuracy, but it's fine.
Engaging the enemy.
Oh, beautiful. Got just kind of a little. Right, move this in
Moving
here.
into position. Hell blasters awaiting target.
Your orders. On our way. Forward.
I
gonna do
am
another
ready
heal.
to help.
Oh, well. Didn't mean to do that one, but we buffed our damage too. Cool, so now that unit's at max health, which is great.
Battle line squad ready.
Oh, this is the one, okay.
Plasma fire support ready.
And you can see how these guys are just starting to get a lot more deadly. Or a lot deadlier as they,
Moving.
as their momentum increases, that crit chance goes up substantially, right? This unit gains momentum, or 0.4% crit chance per momentum. So you can see that's starting to really get hot and heavy. Does this guy have any? No, he already did his deal. And that does that. Let's take a look again one more. I thought I could just press a button and see it. Evacuate Promethean Flow Segment Premise. I would assume it's like around here. Maybe that's it. I mean, this thing in and of itself was only obvious because it had a big, huge circle right there. Huh. Aha. 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 There we go. Okay, so that's where we gotta bust to move in that direction. Do I have any more movement points? Alright, well.
On my way.
Get you up close and personal, I suppose. Try to action
My
points.
power is yours to command.
Face them.
Plasma fire
You guys have any
support
movement?
ready.
Yeah, we gotta move as much as forward as we can because we only have 2 turns to get there.
Land speeder crew awaiting orders.
That guy just can't handle that great over there. Okay. It's right there. We gotta do that.
Close combat support.
Yell at me.
Heavy fire support.
Would you stop? Just Overwatch here.
Shall not pass.
I can hear
Calm down, Blood Angel Gandalf. Our tech marine's taking some shots here, some serious pot shots. But like I said, he will die on the Emperor's duty to protect the Librarian Dreadnought. And anytime you see that little circle that quickly popped up here then disappeared, is because it's telling me, okay, this thing is out of my fog of war and it's moving. Okay, so let's just go ahead and judo chop these things more. Man, this guy is just powerhouse. As to be expected of a dreadnought of the Emperor.
Tech Marine standing by.
So I think the Stormbolter would be better on these guys. And even these. Let me see how that works. Yeah, that does a pretty good. That does a lot of damage, Bob. And I mean, he's pretty much. Might as well top him off. We don't know how much longer this guy's going to be alive. But let's get
Your orders.
you
My fury
right
will
there.
be fast.
You know, making your way downtown, moving fast, my jetpack on, boo, 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 boo. I think we just did it. Or is there multiple? Okay, so there's one. It was kind of glowy, but not like a dead giveaway, right? We just make sure there's not a third one. That'd be interesting if you could move up here, but it looks like you can't. You can't move on these gangplanks. Is there another one over here? Doesn't look to be. We should be okay. We're gonna find out. I mean, if I did it wrong, it'll just end. But the point is that you got to experience the game and me losing the game firsthand. You saw it here first. No editing, just me sucking. And I don't know if it's a single entity that can only do that or what the deal is, so I just made sure it was that guy. Moving him here, we'll do you guys. Yeah, bring you guys over there too. Oh, Overwatch, you sneaky bastards.
Moving.
The sky belongs to us.
Engaging the enemy.
By the blood.
Yeah, like I said, man, like, well, I could have probably used that guy first and buffed up their melee damage, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm a real huge fan of that ability just to kind of queue up those movements. I know I've said that like 5 times now, but I can't tell you how much more fluid it makes the game. Makes any game, for that matter. I don't think there's a way to get in range of this stuff.
On the move.
Hey, look at this. Land speeder doing some work for once.
What needs fixing? Battle line squad ready.
And turn.
They will fear to tread close.
I sense a future adversary.
It'd be funny if one of them was like right over here and I missed it.
The enemy waits for us.
Just kind of moving around, looking around, see if I can find something here. Man, that guy's holding on. He's just barely holding on. Waiting for that sanguinary priest. Oh yeah, see they try to move away, they get that kind of, that nice attack of opportunity that you see in a lot of games, a lot of ARPGs, or I'm sorry, CRPGs. Just getting slimed by all these gargoyles. Oh, I think I just saw it. Yep. I just saw the third one all the way in that corner there at the very end. But at that, it delivers you a pretty good idea of what this game is like. I mean, I think it's a really... I really dig it. I really like this as a very similar kind of side-by-side to the tabletop. I feel like it does a lot of justice to a lot of things. It makes a translation of mechanics that would otherwise solely be a tabletop mechanic with dice. It makes that move very fluidly. And I think it's very easy to understand. It's not so rough and tumble. Was it over here? Yeah, there's the other one. Pfft. Yeah, remember I was like, where's the glowing thing? Here's the glowing thing. But I think that if you're looking to kind of play Warhammer 40,000 and you want like a somewhat of a tabletop experience, I feel like this is honestly one of the better options you have out there outside of what, like Tabletop Simulator. And the graphics are really good. It's really smooth. I'm all for it. I'm excited to see how this progresses, what other races we get access to, what multiplayer could possibly be like in the future for this. Can you do a matchmaking process that just has a points value system that you have to do, and just like you would play like with a normal tabletop game. I'm really excited for the future development of BattleSector, and I think it's going to be a really positive step for Warhammer 40,000 games finally. I really, honestly, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, The only other 40k game outside of Dawn of War that I enjoy is Battlefleet Armada, or Battlefleet Gothic Armada. Like, those two games are a really cool side-by-side variation of what tabletop could be like in a real-time standpoint, whereas this takes that turn-by-turn real-time, or that turn-by-turn tabletop feeling, and puts it into a game that doesn't bog down. It's not slow, it's got a good pacing to it, as you guys have seen. But go ahead and let me know in the comment section below what you guys have thought about this, or what you've thought by watching a lot of other people stream it. I know Noobnath has played it, like I said, Great Book of Grudges, Party Elite slapped it up on his channel just a little bit ago, and honestly I think that this is definitely a 40k game to keep an eye on. I thought Gladius was awesome, because it kind of takes that 4X and slaps it into a 40k arena, but I really think this is probably be the next big 40k game I finally play. We're finally another good one on the horizon. But guys, as always, thank you so much for watching here today. I'm sure I'll have this on my Nexus store when it is pre-orderable or purchasable, so if you do want to pick it up and support the channel, you can head over to my Nexus store, link in the description and the pinned comment. But as always, oh, and one more big, huge shout out to Slitherine and Black Labs, the developers, and Slitherine being the publisher of the game. Thank you all very, very much for watching here today. Have a good one, and take care.